Welcome to Zeta's another fully commented video. Today I'll try to do a survival run on the defender's side, and weapon of choice is Highland sword. The sword is quite clunky, but hits like a truck. Let's see. So straight off the bat, I see that enemy exposed his back, dispatching. I'm seeing quite a good enemy. I need to ensure there's nobody in our back, and I see our friend struggling with one enemy. Need to help them. Unfortunately, can't still figure out how to use the special attack correctly with this weapon. Anyway, this side has a lot of enemies. Too many. Can't really stay here too long. The help is on the way, that's good. But also, I try to ensure that no one is behind me. Okay, some interesting exchange. A lot of good players actually, blocking well. Can't really say it's stacked or something. Got ignited, and when I go back I see the enemy. Interesting. A good thing I knock the weapon out of his hands and proceed to finish him off. I'm low HP, so I need to heal quickly. I see that no archers is aiming at me while I do it, and I do it behind the building. I'm getting back to the bandages. Let's back into the fight. So again, on the right side, too many enemies. I need to ensure I'm not surrounded. Trying to find my opening. Okay, so now I can see the enemy backs and attack them. Quickly dispatch. I see one enemy here. We're trying to chase 3 of us, but I see the wave might be spawning, and there's quite a few enemies here. Got a hit by Halbert. Again, good players. Safest to retreat back and replenish health because I'm already low. Again, the thing is, I'm not really proficient with all the weapons. I'm just trying to pick one I want to try it, and then it takes some time for me to warm up with it. Not sure if I'm well warmed up with this weapon yet. Again, an arrow to the face, usually. Seems like I'm an arrow magnet today. And got hit by Executioner's Axe. Both weapons are clunky, mine and Executioner's Axe. Let's see. Terrible. So as you see, I saw that my hit will not connect and immediately dashed back. This is important. Use your dashes, especially if you do not hit too, so you get back into good position and are not hit by the enemy swing instead. So once I'm healed up, I can continue the struggle. I see one villager or peasant is still alive, so kudos to him. I joined late, so I could not do the same. Quickly assisted archers with some overhead, special overhead, and stabbed. Right, so this weapon is really excels at stabs. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but if you need to do a counter, stabs is your way to go. For some reason, the weapon is not being shown for one enemy. Some sort of bug. No worries, we block and blocked it. Now, for defender side, it's quite important to return back to the your next objective. Sometimes, like in this map, it's impossible to get there unless the ramp is open. So what I have to do is just to hide somewhere in the spot until I'm asked to respawn. So that way I can go back into the friendly lines without risking too much. Of course, it's not always that easy, especially if you're surrounded. And since enemy spawn has moved, you can be found out of position very quickly. So since I'm defender now, I have to wait here until people get up to this objective. So I use ballista to get additional kill. Unfortunately, this enemy who's ruining my fun. So I have to dispatch of him as well. It's not bad, I can see. Anyway, my ballista is taken now, so what I can do, probably I'll go to the middle and throw some stones at people. So defender side is, let's say, more versatile. You don't need to, you can't always use melee, because you'll be in position where there's no enemies and you still have to defend somehow. So what I'll do, you can usually take stones and throw things. Now I'm probably will use firepot. But just hesitating, because I saw there's a friendly ticker downstairs, so there's friendly there. So I need to ensure he's dead first before I can commit my firebomb. And you can see I already got 2 kills from basically doing nothing. So just using stones. Of course that person on the right is not helping with his blocking. Come on, come on. Let me pass. I'm carrying the stone. Okay, I threw something, and I actually hit the friendly. The only friendly that was there among 5 enemies. I still had the friendly. That happens. So, because he's way out of position. He should not be there. He's defending the objective, you might argue, but this objective is not defendable. Only with fire pots and stones. Right, so again, the same peasant. Really good gameplay for him. Playing peasant is troublesome because basically not only you have really low HP, you also lack stamina. So basically if you do 2 blocks, you lose your weapon. And that's when you die. So really hard challenge to survive as a peasant. It's impossible to also score a lot of kills, but surviving is the biggest challenge. If you're not scouring somewhere in the back. Complementary stoning in the head. Really easy, but again, usually friendlies are blocking here. Look, I'm trying to throw, and there's a person blocking. Right, and he blocks that way, so I cannot throw too. So really bad from him. I try to throw anyway, and hit him instead. So his position is really bad. It should like do cycling motion, but it's okay. Maybe he wants all the kills to himself. No matter. As I said, this objective is non-defendable for this map. So let's continue to the next one. Have a look how I engage this with the swing. So usual attack swing is goes from right to left, but my swing was from left to right, and the reason I use alternate hit. So you have to familiarize yourself with movement of swings and use alternatives when it's beneficial to you, so you would not hit friendlies as much. Unfortunately, I charge attack into friendly. The reason is he moved at the last second. Shame on my behalf, but what could I do? And if you were attentive, I also turned around and blocked because I heard that somebody is charging and probably that's not friendly. After I healed myself and picked up another bandage, I see that on the left people are advancing, but still there are 2 friendlies, so I can advance relatively safely. I try to score several hits, some of them hit, some of them are blocked. But on the whole, no kills, unfortunately. So return back, double check if I'm not being surrounded. I pick up the loot box, which peasant has dropped, and carrying it back to the objective. Let's say it's helpful, because enemy will not take this loot and carry it to their objective. So you can get additional points. And at the same time replenish your stamina. So after that I join the party again. I see on the left 2 people are trying to engage 1 archer. I try to help as much as I can. Managed to drag a lot and hit 1 and then backstab another. So that's a good engagement. I double check, we're not surrounded, and I go help other archers as well. You can see I missed because I'm not familiar with this weapon. If it was the greatsword, I think I would hit, but for some reason charging attack with this weapon it does not hit. That the range is different. So I killed and immediately turned around and blocked, which is good on my behalf because enemy was attacking. And just going around trimming the edges. Oh, good one. So if this would have landed, I would be suddenly dead because it deals around 100 damage, and now I'm around at half HP, so around 60 HP I had at that time. So it's good that I jumped and then blocked this incoming attack. By the way, jumping and then turning around is a way to still retain your momentum somewhat and look at the enemy what he's doing. Now this engagement I'm trying not to be too active because I'm afraid that my overhead will swing into the hanging cage, which will fall and kill me. So I just ignore it and try to avoid the fight there. So I'm trying to find the opening. So far nothing. Now this is an exemplary engage because I'm full health, full stamina. I retreat back to my lines and 1 kill almost for free. I go again, find an archer. And again, as you can see, I cannot land the charging attack because I'm used to greatsword, not this one. For some reason it should seem that this reach should be bigger, but it's not. So again, not as proficient with this weapon. A bit of chaos ensures. I try to find the place and retreat back so I can continue the fight. Minimal healing from the banner. And let's see if we can score more kills. So far the objective progressing quite well from defender's side. So usually by this point the card is at least half full, but it's not now. And even friendlies are carrying the gold back to our objective. So let's see. Okay, as you can see they show back and they die, which is good. Right, I see my stamina is a bit low, so I retreat back and try to find an opening as well. Every hit missed is like unused stamina. And again, caught an arrow. It happens. If you don't have shield, prepare to be peppered with arrows. Okay, so I was fortunate to retreat back and was not yet surrounded, but it was quite close. One serious hit, I would be dead. And I catch a throwing knife, unfortunately. So now I have to replenish my health. So far successfully, moving around so I'm not hit again with throwing projectiles. And this time I was able to hit. So the difference between a great sword and a Highlander sword is just 5 damage. So it's really, really low difference and still very sluggish. So don't use it. It's not a good weapon. It's okay, but it's not a good weapon. If you want to be better, just a great sword. It's better. Quicker, almost same reach, almost same damage, but much quicker. After the exchange with Halberdier, I cycled back to replenish everything I need and double check on position. I see the objective is not going into our favor at the moment, but with some luck and team's help we probably can defend it well. So as you can see, I've seen the enemy has blocked and I retreated so I can fight again. This is quite a good person, he knows how to use drags. Okay, and some additional person joined in. So yeah, you always have to be in movement, finishing off the enemy. He is in a bad position and he lost his weapon, so quite easy. And I will check the objective. I'm not needed there. So yeah, the thing about defensive survival runs is that more often than not you'll have less skills, because you have to be extra careful that you're not overrun, and also the map might end quicker if you do not if I participate in defending side. So yeah, just 20 seconds left, just looking what I can do else. And probably hit again. Great. So it seems like I've got the hang of this weapon. By the way, after the balancing patch, it seems like it's much more viable to play defenders now, which is good. So yeah, go and try survival runs as defender if you want additional challenge. So all in all, 27 kills and no deaths. Thank you and see you next time.